Hey guys, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel. I really don't use very often, but today I felt like I needed to make this video. So the other day, my friend and I were laying in bed reading my diary from elementary and middle school, which I do all the time. But as we were reading it, it was just so cringy. And it got me thinking, like, there were so many other just weird, cringy things that happened that I didn't write about because I was embarrassed, and I was like, oh, my kids are gonna read this, like, you know? And so I didn't write about it, but now I'm like, man, that's like hilarious. So it's a good thing I have a good memory. But I'm gonna share some of those things with you so I can just get it out there and don't have to keep it in my head by myself. But first of all, can we just like appreciate this look that I did? I don't even know if you can tell, but like, I'm not a makeup artist, so I was like kind of proud. I don't usually do like colors, so appreciate the effort, but don't like let that deceive you because I'm still wearing all black. So after I had that epiphany about all of my embarrassing things that I did or thought or whatever, I like wrote them down on this notebook, and I was like, yes, I'm making a video about this because what else am I gonna do? I spent a lot of time at home by myself, and I also just remembered one, so okay, we'll actually start with that one. And I also want to add this little detail that this, like, that I wrote all this crap in was actually my high school diary. Well, I had two, because I had a lot of things to say. So we're not gonna read that. That's for another day when it hasn't been so recent. Because I read that stuff and I'm like, that was last year. So anyway, now we'll get to the story. So in kindergarten, it was a thing for if your mom like packed you your lunch or something for school, like if you didn't want to eat school lunch that day, your mom would pack you your lunch, and then she would like write you a cute little note in it, like, oh, have a good day, love you, you know, that kind of thing. So it was the first day I didn't want what was on the menu. It was like fish or something. I didn't want it. So I was like, Mom, pack my lunch, like, you know, so she makes me a peanut butter and jelly, sticks it in my lunchbox. It's not a big deal. I get to lunch, and I don't really know that it's a thing to write notes for your kids and put it in your little lunchbox because, you know, I'm 6. I don't really pay attention to what the other kids are doing. I'm worried about my own self. So, so I open up my lunchbox, and I, like, pull out my peanut butter and jelly, and I'm, like, about to eat it. And then I look in my lunchbox, and there's like a folded piece of paper with some writing on it, and I read it, and I'm like holding it up trying to like understand what it says, and I don't know how to read. Like, I can read like a few things like at, is, am, I know how to write my name, but I'm stupid. I don't know how to read. So I'm looking at this note, and in my brain, I don't know why, I just assumed that it said,
oh, you can't eat this, like, the jelly's expired.
like, in my head, I was like, why would my mom leave me a note? Like, so I just thought that my food was bad and that I wasn't supposed to eat it. So that day, I just didn't eat any lunch because I thought my mom's sweet little note that probably said, like, have a good day, sweetie, said that my food was bad and I couldn't eat it. And, like, other kids had the janitor read them their notes, too. Like, there was one old man, his name was Jim, and he was such a good guy. But anyway, yeah, other kids had him read it, but I was shy, too, so I was just like, oh, no, I can't eat my food today, like. And then I went home and told my mom, I was like, why would you give me a bad sandwich? Like, accusing her, and she was like, what are you talking about? And I still remember that to this day because it was just so embarrassing, like, once I realized, like, oh, that makes sense, you know? And as I'm looking at these, like, I'm realizing a lot of these things happened in kindergarten. Like, I've always been a weirdo, actually. I can't really say I was, but, like, I was just so dumb. But, this one was, okay, so I had a crush on this boy that was in my kindergarten class. I'm very positive he's not watching this, but I'm just gonna give him a fake name anyway, just because I don't want to expose him, because, like, okay, we'll name him, like, Billy. You know, I'm sure there was 0 people named Billy at my school, so we're gonna call him Billy. So I had this crush on Billy, like, so hard. Like, I was obsessed with him. I was
like, I'm gonna walk to the bus with Billy. I'm gonna walk to lunch with Billy. I'm gonna sit by Billy, play with him at recess. Like, I just love Billy.
And I think he had a crush on me, but, you know, I was 6, so, like, who knows? And also, I really doubt it. But anyway, yeah, we rode the bus together too, and I sat by him on the bus. And so, one day, me and Billy were sitting on the bus, and, I don't know, like, why, but I was just, like, pretending to, like, kiss him on the cheek or something, like, trying to flirt. I was a flirty little 6-year-old, you know? But it connected, like, my lips, his cheek, you know, it connected, and then he was like,
Did you just kiss me?
and I was like,
What? No, like, no, I didn't.
and then he was telling everybody on the bus, he was like,
Rebecca kissed me.
no, I was just like, and keep in mind, I was like really awkward when I was little when it came to like crushes and stuff. Like, I never wanted to show any interest in any boy ever because I thought my mom was like gonna think it was weird or something. Like, it's normal, you weird girl. Like, like if I had a crush on a boy, I would like never tell my mom. I would just like think it in my head, like, oh my god. And like, even on TV, if there was like
A cutie.
I would just like pretend that I didn't think he was cute or something. Like, I don't know why I like suppressed my, I don't know. But, and like even at Walmart, we'd be at Walmart and I'd like make eye contact with a boy my age and then I'd be like, oh, like, I don't know why. It was just so weird. Like, I was such an awkward girl. And I probably never, like, what's the word? I probably never, like, expressed any, like, attraction to any boy, like, to my mom or parents or anything until, like, until, like, 7th grade when I was like,
Mom, I really like Shawn Mendes.
like, that's really probably the first time I did. Like, to my friends, yeah, they all knew that I was, like, obsessed with all these different celebrities and, like, had crushes, but, like, my parents, I was like,
Don't ever let them know that you like a boy.
you're crazy. So that was that. So anyway, I was just thinking like, oh no, what if my mom finds out that I kissed this boy on the bus? Like, like, oh, and I remember sitting like in the movie theater with my parents and my mom would like get a text on her phone or something and I'd be like,
That's his mom telling her that I kissed him on the cheek on the bus.
like, I would just, my mind would go to that. Like, I was just so stressed about kissing this boy on the bus. And I remember the following year, too, I sat by him on the bus, like, after summer break. He'd be like,
Remember when you kissed me on the bus?
I was like,
That never happened.
like, I totally suppressed it. I just pretended that it didn't happen and, you know. But I was just so weird. Like, I was so worried about it. Like, it's just a little crush, Rebecca. It's fine. And then this next memory that I have, I don't actually remember it. My friend Maddie talks to me about it all the time. She's always bringing it up when I'm like being a dumb bitch, and, or like when I'm like, I'm smart, or like, I never claimed to be smart actually, never mind. But like, she brings it up a lot. And it's, we had this assignment in kindergarten to like write a story or something just about anything we wanted, and I guess she got in trouble because she like nothing was coming to her head, you know. She had writer's block. She was drawing a blank, poor girl. But we were supposed to be like writing a little book or something or a story, and then our teacher was gonna read it to the class or something like that. And I don't remember this, but she remembers it clear as day, I guess. But she got in trouble because she just didn't write anything. And then the teacher picks up my paper and I copied an entire Dr. Seuss book. It was just sitting next to me and I copied it, allegedly. Like, I don't remember this, but I guess she wouldn't lie. But I copied an entire Dr. Seuss book onto my paper. And the teacher held it up and she was like, and a tear like went down her, no, I'm just kidding, but like she was like,
Wow, this is amazing.
it was just me plagiarizing Dr. Seuss as a 6-year-old. Like, no one in the class really wrote anything as poetic as I did. And so she was like,
Guys, you need to be more like Rebecca.
and Maddie said that she was just so pissed because she knew that I copied it, but I guess no one else realized it. But like, I feel like as a kindergarten teacher, like I'm gonna be a kindergarten teacher, I feel like you should be familiar with Dr. Seuss at least, like maybe Judy B. Jones, you know, but like, come on. I feel like you should know that. But anyway, yeah, she told the whole class to be like me, and I guess I was like, yeah, be like me. Okay, so I think this is the last story that I have from kindergarten, but every year we had a huge Christmas party, like right before Christmas break. We would like go to the gym, like class by class, and sing karaoke Christmas songs. Our school, I think it was just our school, but we had like a fancy little rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And so that was always a blast. And we would just like all be singing, and we'd be like,
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
like all like proper, like we would like fold our hands and stuff. And every single teacher, every kid had to participate. And then we would have like a little Christmas party in our rooms where we would like play games, have a Secret Santa or gift exchange or something with the teacher and all of our classmates. And we would like eat candy, cookies, cake, like have a little carry-in. The parents would come in and help out with all the festivities. And then after that, we would all go down to the gym again. Like every single class, every grade, every teacher, like everyone in the school, like even the lunch ladies came out. And I remember they like supplied water bottles and like candy in case we got hungry or thirsty or just like to entertain us, because you know kids can't sit still. And we would watch a movie, like a Christmas movie together. Except I remember one year we didn't watch a Christmas movie. It was just some random ass movie, and we were like,
Where's your spirit?
where's your holiday spirit? Which, whatever. But anyway, I remember in kindergarten it was the first time this ever happened, and I was like super excited. But I remember we were in the gym like in the morning, and we were singing Christmas songs, and my stomach just started hurting really bad, and I was like feeling nauseous, and I was like just feeling really bad. Like my head was hurting, and I was like, no, we can't ruin my Christmas party with this feeling. Like I'm just gonna tough it out. And my mom was there too, and I just didn't tell her. And I know other kids were feeling sick too, because a few of my friends went home that day also. And then another one of my, like, these two kids in my class, I think one of them was actually my friend Sarah. I'm not sure though. Like my memory is good, but not that good, I guess. They ran into each other and just banged heads, and then had to leave because they like were crying, because then they had like goose eggs and stuff. But anyway, so a lot of kids went home because they were feeling sick. I guess they were just overwhelmed or overheated. There were a lot of people breathing in that room together. But so we were, you know, there having our little party, playing games in the classroom. Parents were there. It was a blast, you know. And then there's like this, we had plates, and we were in line to get some cookies and stuff, and I was looking at the cookies, and they just weren't looking good. I was like, I don't think I can do it. But I eat one anyway, because, you know, you don't have any self-control when you're a little kid like that. So I eat one cookie, and then just throw up all over the floor. And my teacher was like,
This is the second one today.
and so my mom was already in there, and she was like, this is really my kid. Like, it had to be my kid that just upchucked all over the floor at her Christmas party. Like, are you kidding me? And she puked. And I was like crying, looking at the puddle, and I was like, God dang it, this means I gotta go home. And then my teacher was like, well, you're gonna have to get this other girl's bag and take it to the nurse, because her mom's coming to pick her up. And it's actually one of my best friends, Maddie. She was the other one that left. So I had to like get her bag, take it to her, and then I had to leave because I was just vomiting. So that was my first Christmas party in elementary school. All the others went smoothly, but that one was just a disaster. Like, I remember it was so hectic in that classroom because kids were like
running into each other, throwing up, crying.
like, and then they're all so excited for Christmas break, and then they're also like showing off, like, you know how kids act up in front of their parents? Like, I feel like that's a thing, but it was just so hectic. I'm looking at the camera and I'm realizing like how much shit is just in the background. Like, do you see this blanket back here? That's literally covering up like all these clothes that I just haven't put away. And then I've just got like all these are clean clothes that I just haven't put away either. Like, I'm horrible, and I wish I could say that I was gonna, you know, take care of it, but I'm not. I'm just gonna pack it in a couple weeks and take it with me to college. So like, what's the point, you know? And that's been my attitude for like 10 years, so.
The lifestyle's great.
So this next story, I think, happened in 1st grade or something. So we would have these fire drills, as all schools have to, but the way it worked is the bell would ring, like the fire alarm would ring, and then all the kids were supposed to like go line up out the door, like in an orderly line, and then you walk outside, and then the person who was in the back of the line, you know, you turn around, teacher takes attendance, is the first to walk back into the school, which, you know, no one thinks about this, you know, like, whatever, that's just how it works. But, so, I was, like, super shy in elementary and middle school. I was super shy and always wanted to be polite. I didn't want anyone to ever be, like, mad at me. I was scared of that. I was scared of making anyone mad at me. So the fire alarm rang and all the kids were like rushing to the door, and I like kind of stayed back because I wanted to like let kids in front of me. Like, you know, I was just being a nice little girl, you know? And I was just like, oh, no, you can go ahead, like, it's fine, you know? As kids were just trampling me and like running to the door because they thought the school was on fire, even though it wasn't. But one of the teacher assistants...
Oh shit, that just fell.
Sorry. One of the teacher assistants noticed that I was lagging behind, like, trying to be in the back of the line, even though I wasn't trying, I was just trying to be nice. And she was like,
are you trying to be first in line on the way in?
And I was just like, no, I just, and I didn't really know what to say because I was shy, I was just baffled. I was like, no, like, what? And she was like,
this is a fire drill, you're supposed to get out of here as quick as you can. We can't be just waiting around for everybody.
And I was just like, I just didn't know what to say. I just like stood there stunned. I was like, what? No, I wasn't doing, but I just didn't want to tell her, like, I don't know, like, I didn't know what to say. I was so shy. And so she made me pull a card and told my teacher that I was trying to be the first in the line on the way back in, even though that wasn't my intention at all. I was just like so shy and so awkward. And my mom yelled at me when she found out that I got a card pulled, you know, because that means you're misbehaving if you're not familiar with, like, the disciplinary system at most elementary schools. Like, if you're bad, you pull a card, a green card, and then if you are even worse, you pull a yellow one, and then, like, so on. So, yeah, she made me pull a green card, and I was like, for being nice.
For saving people from burning to death.
But really, I was just so weird and whatever. So that's that story. I just thought that was just kind of like highlights how my personality back then, like, I just did not know what to do with myself ever. So, you know, there's that. Now, this is something that I thought was totally normal until like 4th grade when one of my friends like called me out on it. But so I had a few friends that I've had like my entire life. Like my one best friend, Katie, she's been my neighbor, and we just like grew up as friends. So I wasn't really like totally sure how to make friends, and I didn't really know how it worked. So in like kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, if I like liked someone, you know, if I vibed with someone, that's so cringy, why did I, like, yeah, I'm like 7 years old and I'm like, yeah, we really vibe, don't we? No, like, if we were just like hit it off, you know, I would pull them aside formally, my awkward ass self, and be like,
will you be my friend?
And then some of the times they'd be like,
we already are.
And I'd be like,
oh, good, just wanted to check.
I felt like you had to like ask your friends out as if you would ask out like a boyfriend or something. Like, I don't know, like and I did this with like all the friends that I made in elementary school. Like, I'd be like,
will you be my friend? Like, do you want to like be besties?
and like sometimes it'd be like,
I guess.
but I didn't really realize it was like you didn't have to do that. Like, I thought that was something you had to do, or you just had no friends. I don't know who told, like, it was probably my parents, like, oh, it's easy to make friends, you just ask, or like something like that. I'm sure they didn't mean like ask them out like that, like, you know, but just picturing, I wish you guys like could know how just awkward I always felt and like was around like new people. Like, I was so freaking shy, and I still am to a degree. I was just so weird. So that's, you know, that's that. So I feel like the majority of embarrassing or cringy stories from elementary, hopefully not middle school, you know, sometimes high school, have to do with bodily fluids. And a majority of mine do. So when I was in 4th grade, I was 9 or 10, 9, 10, I think I was 10 in 4th grade. But anyway, too old to be peeing your pants, okay? Like, I'm sure, you know, accidents happen. In my case, they did. But especially at school, like, you should be able to control your bladder, you know? It's just a normal thing. But I guess I drank like a lot of water one day in class because we were allowed to have little water bottles, and my teacher didn't let us go to the bathroom by ourselves. Like, we had to go as a group or not at all, unless it was an emergency. But remember how I was shy, I didn't want to tell anyone, like, I really gotta pee, it was an emergency, you know? So the pee, like, me having to pee doesn't kick in until I'm standing in the lunch line. Okay, so I get my tray, I'm about to type in my little number and, you know, pay for my food and then go sit down, eat lunch. And while you're at lunch, you can go to the bathroom. I was really banking on getting to go to the bathroom during lunch. So I'm in the lunch line next to my friend. She's typing in her number, and I pee my pants in the lunch line. And it wasn't just a little bit either. Like, I was wearing shorts. There wasn't much fabric to absorb or catch the pee. It's just a puddle all over the ground, all over my feet. Probably like, the pee was probably like moving towards my friend's feet. And she was like kind of stumbling away from it, like, oh my god, she really just peed in the lunch line. And and the like lunch lady's looking at me waiting for me to type in my number, and I'm like, I just peed my pants. Like, I told her like that. I was like, I peed my pants. So she made me go walk around all the kids that were in line. The line like goes through the gym, right? And then into the lunchroom. So I had to walk out of there, go through the gym, walk past the 5th graders who I'm like looking up to, and they probably think I'm a weird little 4th grader that obviously peed her pants because her shorts are soaked. And I walk to the nurse's office, so she gives me this pair of like blue sweatpants that look nothing like what I was wearing, so that made it obvious too. And then I told everyone that I sat with, I was like,
I spilled milk on my pants. Like, I didn't pee.
yeah, I get back and this boy's like,
Did you have a nice pee?
and I cried. And then the most embarrassing part was that I had to get the bag that I like peed in, like my peed pants were in, from the nurse after lunch to go stick it in my cubby. So I had to tell my teacher, like, hey, I need to go to the nurse. And he was like, why? And I was like, I accidentally peed my pants. He looks over at the teacher he was talking to, but it was a boy teacher who was mine and then a girl teacher, and they were always flirting with each other, so like we thought they were a thing. But anyway, that's just a side note. And he looks at her and starts giggling right in front of me. He was like, okay, go to the nurse. And then they're like snickering to each other, and I'm like, they're making fun of me right now. I'm embarrassed enough as it is. And then I walk in the classroom late with my bag of wet shorts and underwear, and everyone's looking at me, and I just wanted to die. But that's not even as bad. Well, I guess it's kind of bad, but like, this next story is even worse. Because I was in 8th grade. And it was horrible. Not that much happened in middle school to make a whole other video about it, and like, while we're on the topic of bodily fluids, I might as well. So, in 8th grade, I had lunch right before PE, and I remember one day I was eating, like, we had like chicken tacos or something, and there was lettuce and, you know, lettuce, chicken, cheese wrapped up in a tortilla, probably with some like ranch or something, because we weren't bougie, we didn't have like taco sauce, I don't think. But, and I didn't really like it for whatever reason, but I ate it anyway because that was like the better of the two choices. And then I go to PE, and I know we're playing, I think, wiffle ball. This is in my... You know what? Why tell you this story when I can just read it out of my diary? This isn't it, though. I'll have to find the other one. One second.
Hold your horses.
Okay. I'm back with my... diary. Okay, I found the page and there's illustrations, so this is gonna be fantastic. Alright, so it starts like this. February 18th, 2015. Oh, something fell out. So,
Yesterday was a very bad day to be Rebecca Pearson. At lunch we had tacos. Chicken tacos. Gross. And I was feeling a little nasty already, so I only ate one bite. Well, I had gym right after lunch, so there I was, playing pickleball with Maddie, and I got a nasty taste in my mouth.
like, you know, like when your mouth is just like getting saliva in it when you're about to throw up and it's like, oh god, it's coming. That was me right then.
A nasty taste in my mouth. So I asked the teacher if I could go to the nurse if I changed out of my gym clothes first. He said yes. So, I walk into the locker room, and the moment I step in there, I barf in the doorway. Then, I was like, oh crap. So I walked a little to find something to clean it up with so no one saw, and then barf everywhere. After that, I tried to find paper towels, but there were none. And I got a huge wad of toilet paper and started cleaning up the vomit.
So dramatic.
Cleaning up the bodily fluids, you know.
Then, when I was frantically mopping up my second barf puddle, the whole gym class walked in and everyone started screaming and freaking out. And I just wanted to kill everyone in there because, geez, did they really have to be so rude? Yes, I barfed. Walk around it and quit screaming. Thank you.
I remember being so pissed because I was so embarrassed, and then these girls just walked in and they were like,
Who threw up? Like, eh.
and like some of them were just screaming and like throwing a fit. Like, really, it's not that big of a deal. Like, my tummy hurt. Get over it.
It was the most humiliating moment
Of my life.
And today I have freaking freshman orientation, and guess who's gonna be there?
Inserts crush's name.
And guess who probably knows about my puking? Him. I hope I can find Haven
Who was like my bestie.
before anyone tries to talk to me.
Oh my god. Okay, that's not why I'm laughing. What I'm laughing at is the picture that I drew. Oh my god. So here's this illustration. And it's me like crying with toilet paper trying to clean up this puddle. And then everybody is just freaking out. And this little bitch over here is covering her eyes. Oh my god. Barf Becca. So clearly on top of that, I was just an amazing artist. So there you have it. I think that's all of the memories that I can really think of that are worth sharing. I'm sure I can think of a few later on, but that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, if anyone watched this, I have like maybe 2 subscribers, so who knows if anyone will even watch this, which honestly, that's okay too, because I'm embarrassed. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe, you know. I don't really make that many videos, but maybe I will, you know, who knows. So yeah, give this a thumbs up, share it if you want. I'm like talking like I'm a YouTuber, I'm really just making one video. Whatever. But yeah, so those are my cringy, embarrassing elementary / middle school stories. Hope you enjoyed, and peace out.